The entire basketball world is currently standing completely still while waiting for one single man to make a decision. LeBron James is preparing for his 24th season in the league, and he still controls the entire landscape. His pending free agency choice is creating a massive ripple effect across the sports universe. It is even creating a completely unexpected situation for the reigning champion New York Knicks and their upcoming holiday schedule. Schedule makers for the league are facing a massive roadblock right now. According to recent reports from Mark Stein, the league simply cannot build the upcoming schedule without knowing the exact destination of the four-time most valuable player. The most obvious example of this scheduling nightmare revolves around the highly anticipated Christmas Day showcase. The league wants to place its biggest stars on television during the holidays to maximize viewership and ratings. You simply cannot finalize a premium holiday television lineup when the most famous athlete in the sport is still deciding where he wants to play basketball. The executives are forced to wait patiently until he finally makes his grand announcement. This massive delay is directly impacting the New York Knicks, even though they are not actively trying to recruit the legendary forward. The reigning champions are caught right in the middle of this massive waiting game. There is absolutely no doubt that the reigning champions will be playing a basketball game on the 25th of December. The franchise is the ultimate staple of the holiday television schedule and the envy of other organizations. Even during the darkest years when the franchise was considered a laughingstock by the media, they still routinely appeared on the holiday slate. The league knows that the massive television market in New York always delivers huge viewership numbers. The history of this franchise playing on the holiday is truly remarkable. No team in the entire history of the league has made more holiday appearances than the New York Knicks. They have played a total of 58 holiday games. They are an absolute lock to host a premium game at Madison Square Garden this year. The question is not whether they will play, but rather who they will face under the bright lights of the legendary arena in Manhattan. A rematch of the recent championship series against the San Antonio Spurs is highly unlikely. The league rarely schedules cross-conference matchups for the holidays, unless there is a completely undeniable narrative attached to the game. The franchise already hosted the San Antonio Spurs during the holiday slate back in the year 2024. We have not seen a true championship rematch on the holiday since the Golden State Warriors faced the Cleveland Cavaliers. That historic rematch between the Warriors and the Cavaliers happened back in the year 2017. The league prefers to keep the holiday games focused on fierce regional rivalries and intense conference battles. The default option for the schedule makers would normally be a rematch of the Eastern Conference Finals. The Knicks completely dismantled the Cleveland Cavaliers in a clean sweep to advance to the ultimate championship round. However, there is a massive problem with scheduling the Cleveland Cavaliers for the holiday showcase again. The Knicks already hosted the Cavaliers during the holiday slate last year and defeated them in a thrilling game. The reigning champions won that previous holiday game by a final score of 126 to 124. Furthermore, the massive talent gap between the two rosters makes it a very unappealing television product. The two franchises are simply not peers anymore after that brutal four-game sweep in the conference finals. But the entire narrative surrounding a potential Cleveland matchup completely flips upside down if a certain legend decides to return home. If LeBron James decides to sign with the Cleveland Cavaliers, the league will have the ultimate television product. They can easily promote the game as the greatest player of all time returning home to challenge the reigning champions. That specific scenario would combine a conference finals rematch with a massive homecoming story. It would dominate the sports news cycle for weeks leading up to the opening tip-off at Madison Square Garden. If you are enjoying this deep dive into the holiday schedule and all these wild free agency rumors, please take a quick second to like the video and subscribe right now. We provide the best basketball coverage on the internet every single week. Another massive possibility for the holiday showcase involves a fierce division rival. The Philadelphia Sixers could easily shoot to the very top of the list if the legendary forward decides to take his talents to Pennsylvania. The Philadelphia Sixers just executed a massive blockbuster trade that completely changed the landscape of the conference. On the first day of July, they officially acquired star forward Jaylen Brown in a shocking division trade. They sent Paul George and multiple draft picks to the Boston Celtics to secure the services of Jaylen Brown. The idea of LeBron James joining a roster that already features Jaylen Brown and Tyrese Maxey is incredibly fascinating. The sheer novelty of seeing the greatest player of his generation lead a brand new contender against the reigning champions has obvious appeal. It would be an absolute spectacle of offensive firepower and star talent. You also have to factor in the massive rivalry element. A healthy Joel Embiid currently looms as one of the biggest supervillains for the New York fan base. The crowd at Madison Square Garden absolutely despises the Giant center. Combining the intense hatred for Joel Embiid with the incredible star power of Jaylen Brown and LeBron James would create an unforgettable atmosphere. The building would be incredibly loud from the very first minute of the game. Similar logic applies if the legendary forward decides to reunite with the Miami Heat. The team located in South Florida also recently completed a massive blockbuster trade that sent shockwaves through the entire sports world. The Miami Heat finally acquired their dream target when they traded for Giannis Antetokounmpo in late June. They sent a massive haul of players, including Tyler Herro, and multiple draft picks to the Milwaukee Bucks. Giannis Antetokounmpo is a two-time most valuable player who brings elite size and finishing ability to the legendary franchise. He joins a roster that is completely desperate to return to the ultimate championship stage. If LeBron James signs with the Miami Heat, they instantly become the most relevant and dangerous team in the league. A holiday matchup against the Heat would pit the reigning champions against a truly terrifying combination of talent. The reigning champions would face the dominant superstar they originally thought they needed in Giannis Antetokounmpo. Beating a super team featuring both Giannis Antetokounmpo and LeBron James on national television would be an incredible statement. You also have to consider the incredible history that LeBron James already has at the famous arena in Manhattan. He absolutely loves putting on a spectacular performance whenever he visits the biggest city in the world. He currently holds the all-time record for the most games played on the winter holiday, with 20 total appearances. Adding a 21st appearance at the most famous arena in the world is a dream scenario for the television executives. League loves to turn these holiday games into massive cultural events. Many teams and players who participate in these games get to wear special edition uniforms and exclusive sneakers designed specifically for the holiday. Fans always look forward to seeing the unique jersey designs and the festive atmosphere inside the arena. The visual spectacle of the reigning champions wearing special uniforms to face a newly formed super team is pure marketing gold. If the opponent ends up being the Philadelphia Sixers, the individual matchups would be absolutely legendary. Imagine watching Tyrese Maxey trying to use his incredible speed against the tough perimeter defense of the champions. You would have the physical battle inside the paint against Joel Embiid. The Giant center always plays with an extra level of aggression and hostility whenever he travels up the turnpike to play in New York. If the opponent ends up being the Miami Heat, the physical toll would be even greater. The combination of Bam Adebayo and Giannis Antetokounmpo would force the champions to play perfectly disciplined defense for 48 straight minutes. The Miami Heat are already known for their brutal conditioning and intense defensive schemes under their legendary head coach. Adding two incredible superstars to that system creates a nightmare scenario for any opposing offense. The fans watching at home would be treated to a masterclass in modern basketball strategy and pure athleticism. It would be the ultimate test of endurance and willpower for the team trying to successfully defend their golden trophy. At this current rate, the holiday opponent for the reigning champions seems completely tied to the pending free agency decision. The only way this changes is if the legendary forward decides to stay in the Western Conference. If he signs with the Golden State Warriors or the Denver Nuggets or the Minnesota Timberwolves, the league will have to adjust. But even then, there is a very high probability that his new team travels to New York for the holidays. The league executives know exactly what the fans want to see while they are opening presents with their families. They want the biggest stars and the brightest lights, and there is nothing brighter than Madison Square Garden on a winter afternoon. We already know exactly where the highly anticipated game will take place. The famous arena in Manhattan will be completely sold out and filled with passionate fans ready to celebrate their recent championship victory. We simply will not know who the unlucky opponent will be until the legendary forward finally makes his official announcement. The entire league is currently operating in a holding pattern until that specific news breaks. Technically speaking, the exact details will remain a closely guarded secret until the official schedule is released to the public in August. League always tries to build anticipation before the grand schedule reveal. However, the next major roster move by the legendary forward will provide all the necessary context clues. Dedicated fans will easily be able to puzzle out the holiday matchups long before the official press release is published. It is truly remarkable to witness a player entering his 24th professional season, commanding this level of absolute power. He is literally dictating the television schedule of the most valuable sports league in the entire world. The front office of the New York Knicks can only sit back and watch the madness unfold from a distance. They have already secured the ultimate prize, and now they are just waiting to see who dares to challenge them on the biggest regular season stage. The journey to repeat as champions will begin with a massive target painted directly on their backs. Every single contender in the league wants the opportunity to knock them off the throne and ruin their holiday celebrations. Whether it is the newly formed super team in Philadelphia or the dominant frontcourt in Miami, the challenge will be immense. The reigning champions will need to rely on their depth and their incredible team chemistry to survive the gauntlet. The fans in New York are incredibly eager to raise the championship banner and start the new campaign. The holiday game will serve as an early measuring stick to see how the roster stacks up against the newest elite contenders. Till the final decision is made, the rumors will continue to dominate the internet and the television debate shows. The basketball universe remains entirely focused on one man and the massive domino effect his choice will create. The wait is agonizing for the schedule makers, but the final result will definitely be worth the incredible suspense. The upcoming season is shaping up to be one of the most exciting and dramatic campaigns in the entire history of the sport.